Hi friends, so today's video we're going to go ahead and dive into the rest of the 6 limbs of yoga from asana all the way to samadhi. Now remember, whether you are someone who practices asana, that is you roll out your mat, you wake up in the morning, you do your surya namaskar or not, even if you don't practice asana, the 8 limbs of yoga can really help contribute to a very fulfilled and holistically aligned life. So just to recap, yoga is often thought of as physical postures, which is asana. But in fact, yoga is the entire 8 limbs or the ashtanga of yoga, right? We've already covered the yamas and the niyams, which is principles on how to cultivate a relationship with yourself and with your outer world. Now, in the rest of the 6 limbs of yoga, we deepen these practices, we deepen these relationships in order to find more alignment, more balance, and more inner peace. When we practice asana, asana prepares us to build strength in our body. It prepares us to build flexibility in our body. And the way we breathe during asana brings mindfulness into every posture. The true purpose is to find balance, is to find ease, and is to find connection with ourselves. So even if you're not doing complex yoga poses, becoming aware of your posture, how you stand, or how you can sit can lead to a healthier and more grounded life. Pranayama is about breath control, controlling your breath so that you can regulate your nervous system. It's about breathing in a way that you can calm yourself down, you can self-soothe. There's several different forms of pranayama. Prana means life force, and ayama means the extension of breath. So you can, from just the meaning, understand prana and ayama, the extension, the movement of the life force, and how moving it in a certain specific way can help regulate your nervous system, can bring your organism into homeostasis rather than being in fight or flight. Breath is the bridge between the mind and the soul. When we slow our breathing down, we calm our nervous system down. You know that when we're in fight or flight, we're always breathing in a very shallow way, from here in the chest. Whereas in yoga, we bring our focus to deep breathing, right? We bring our focus to the techniques that allow us to breathe in a way that help regulate our nervous system. It sends a message to the nervous system that you are actually safe. Everything is okay. You can breathe deeply, and it's that kind of breath that actually nourishes our organs. The 5th limb of yoga is pratyahara. Pratyahara means withdrawal of senses, right? So after pranayama, after breath, we move to pratyahara, which literally translates as withdrawal and turning in of the senses. This limb is about creating space between you and the external distractions and disturbances of the world, right? Things like noises, like technology, constant stimulation. Practicing pratyahara means withdrawing your senses, bringing your attention inward. So pratyahara is the practice of becoming aware of our sensory input, choosing what we're allowing into our senses and what we are not allowing, what we do not want to experience. It is about creating a mental pause, a moment of stillness where you can just be. So even if you're not meditating or practicing yoga, consider how often you're distracted by the noise, by the things, by the bells, by the pings around you. So setting aside these small moments of retreat where you can turn inward from the noise, they can really bring a sense of calm and clarity to you. Dharana, which is the 6th limb of yoga, which I really feel is so important for all of us to practice. Dharana means focused concentration, the practice that allows us to bring our mind to any one event or project or thought. It could also be an object. You could just be focused on gazing at a flame. You could be focused on your breath. It's simply about bringing your focus, a one-pointed focus, to an object or breath or a moment in time. What this practice does is that it strengthens your ability to concentrate. It's a skill that we can use so much in our lives right now, just by studying or simply trying to be present to a conversation without reaching for the phone and checking our messages. The more we train our concentration, the sharper our attention gets, right? We get less distracted by random thoughts and by external distraction. And I think that in our day and age, where we all are multitasking and have some degree of ADHD, bringing this simple practice where even when you're in a conversation with somebody, just giving your entire attention to that person, or when you're in meditation, bringing your entire focus, your dharana, one pointed focus to your breath. The more you do it, you may achieve just a minute or two of it at a time, but the more you do it, the more you realize that your focused attention grows. In fact, a lot of people have written articles about not multitasking anymore and how detrimental multitasking actually is to the brain. And it's better to be focused on any one task than it is to spread your attention out in several different areas. When we enter a state of dhyan, we start to let go of the need to control or to judge our experience. We literally become one with the object of our focus. We are completely immersed in the moment. This dhyan to me also highlights Hungarian-American psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's work called The Flow. You enter a flow state. You become one with the object of your focus and your meditation. That is giving your entire dhyan, your entire presence to something. And finally, all roads lead to Rome, Samadhi, which means enlightenment or absorption. Now, all the limbs of yoga are taking us in this direction. This is the eighth and final limb of yoga, the state of deep absorption or enlightenment. Samadhi is when the practitioner experiences union with the object of meditation, with the object of focus. It takes you into a sense of oneness with the universe. It is a state of ultimate peace and clarity. So Samadhi is not just a mystical experience. It's about transcending the mind's limitations and realizing a deep connection with the entire cosmos, with everything around us. It is kind of like a melting into the divine, or as the Sufis call, fana fi Allah. It means just a letting go, where the boundaries of the self have now merged into the greater self, the universe that is around us, so that we don't see the world as me and you, but that as one. There is no duality in Samadhi. It's all unity. It's all oneness. And all the limbs of yoga carry us to this state. The yamas, the niyams, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and finally Samadhi. They all take us to this place where we can drop the small self and we can merge with the higher self, with the divine, with our greater purpose here on earth. So I hope you enjoyed the 8 limbs of yoga with me, and I look forward to seeing you as I uncover and explore more of the wisdom of yoga.